Thank you. The member from Parkdale-High Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and it's an honour and privilege always to stand on behalf of the New Democratic Party as women's critic and our leader, Andrea Horwath, to speak to this important initiative. Many people know here that I used to be in active duty as a United Church minister full-time. What they don't know is that in our church, a large portion of our church came from marginalized communities, many with mental health issues, many with addiction issues, many with prison records. But I have to say, though hundreds would flock to our sanctuary from those communities, I never felt frightened once except for one day. And one day on a Saturday afternoon, this young woman, well-heeled, well-educated, came running in to the church, chased by her husband. Now, there were programs going on. Children were in the building, yoga programs, yoga classes. She ran into my study. I locked the door. He chased her from room to room, upsetting the entire establishment. There was no time to call the police. And finally, luckily, and it was luck only, Mr. Speaker, when he left, I found her cowering in my office in terror. Now, for a few minutes, I and we got a taste of what she lived with every day of her life. I want to focus on two initiatives, two positive initiatives that we all support here at the House. Number one, Ruth's Daughters was launched at Queen's Park 2 years ago on Mother's Day. Donna Cansfield, Christine Elliott came along with faith leaders from across Ontario, and we all agreed on one thing, that we wanted to see an end to domestic violence. And that happened in this very House. I want to report, Mr. Speaker, that since that day we've encouraged all faith traditions to focus one service a year on this issue, and it's happened. There have been 2 huge masses done by the Roman Catholic Church, and many services by other denominations and faiths. Many groups started since then, and we look forward to this Mother's Day to commemorate those events. The second initiative, the White Ribbon Campaign, has already been mentioned. What wasn't mentioned, it was started by someone who now belongs to all Canadians. That's our own Jack Layton, and a couple of others around a kitchen table. And they were men who, in response to the member from the PC caucus, they were men who said men have to do something about this initiative. And now, as you heard, it's in 60 different countries. Last Sunday in my church at Humbercrest United, the 2 initiatives met as we did a service for Ruth's Daughters, and the lead speaker was the Executive Director, Todd, from the White Ribbon Campaign. And you know, when we discussed the service and we set it up, we thought we would have a candle lighting ceremony at the end of the service to commemorate women who had been lost to members of the community or known to be lost by members of the community. And we discussed how many candles to get. We didn't know if anybody would get up. I mean, we're United Churchers, we're a little reticent, get up to light a candle. But we bought 25, thinking, well, maybe about 25 people would come forward. Every single person from that congregation got up and walked to the front to light a candle in prayer and remembrance of some woman they knew who had been lost to domestic violence. That's how pervasive the problem is. We ran out of candles, but, Mr. Speaker, we never run out of hope. We never run out of hope. So I hope that those candles and the light from that service and the light that's been shed here today on this problem is carried forth by every member here into their communities, that they find out about Ruth's Daughters and the White Ribbon Campaign if they don't know much about them, and that they carry that light forward so that in the holiday season we all look forward to, that we share with our families a season of peace, a season that is free from domestic violence, and a season, Mr. Speaker and members here, that is safe for all of our sisters. Thank you.
Thank you. It is now